Hi again. Couple of things that I forgot to mention or show in the last video, so this is just a little bit of a catch up, maybe a little bit of a chat for me, is I just really wanted to show you the towel that I took and used on the Camino, and I bought it at the sports store. It's called Injunii Toe Summit, and I'll get it out of its little packet. There are some other small towels that you can use, but because of the weight and everything, I already had quite a bit in my backpack. I decided to take this towel. So it actually opens up. It's really still just like a little towel, but I'm small enough, I guess, and I didn't mind taking just a small towel. And I must say it did perfectly well. You get in the particular showers that I had, the particular showers that I frequented in the albergaes were quite small, and you couldn't cart all your gear in there. So this towel was just the ideal size, in and out, and the towel actually dried very quickly. So that's the reason that I bought that particular towel and took it. Another thing that I couldn't live without on the Camino were the socks that I mentioned, and these are a brand called Injunii Socks, and they actually have toes in them. Now I found these a godsend, because what happens is that the reason that you get blisters, I guess, is that your toes rub together often and maybe underneath the toe. So they, along with, of course, the Fix-A-Mole, saved me. I bought these online, so if you're interested in them, you probably only need a couple of pairs. You wear one and wash the other pair out. Then I used to dry them, I used to just pin them to the back of my backpack, because they took longer to dry, because they've got some wool in them, and that they would be dry by the end of the day. Something else that I didn't mention was gloves. You really do need gloves in the morning, particularly if from Brisbane. Life's pretty warm over there, but often the Camino, unless you walk in summer, and I'm not sure when you're going, but gloves. And I must say, one of my I think I must have bought about 5 pairs of them on the Camino. I kept losing them, or losing one of them. So that's something else that I couldn't live without, was the gloves. Here's a little book that I bought. That's quite an interesting little read, quite a funny little read about the Camino. The year we seized the day. So if you're interested in reading something before you go, and of course the movie The Way. Emilio Estevez is in it. That's a really very good movie to watch. I just wanted to talk a little bit more about the book that I bought and followed by John Brierleys. Very interesting book. I got that off the internet as well from Amazon Books. But at the inside cover, it has a daily regime of walking. So you can, if that's how you want to walk, you can follow his walking. And I think, as I said before, I think it's about 33 days. Or if you want to take your time, you can do it in longer. But he, in this book, has all different sorts of hints and tips. He talks about the different walks that there are, the different lengths. He talks about what to bring. He talks about respect for fellow pilgrims. He talks about the shoes. He talks about everything, really. So a really interesting book. But what he also does is that he gives you walking distances and a little bit of history about the place that you're going to. He gives you an idea of what the albergaes cost, the addresses, and I think there's even phone numbers in there if you choose to phone ahead. And there's some quite colourful pictures in there. And so yeah, I thought that was a really good book. That was a bit, I guess, what you call this way, the Bible, and I used it every day. On the back, you open it up and you have a map of actually some of the other walks there. There is a northern walk where you walk along the coast. I can't remember the name of it, and it is marked on here, but it hasn't got the name. So yeah, that was a really good book, and I couldn't have lived without. I did take another one, but one of my friends ended up with it. So I guess really at the end of the day, you've made your decision once again that yes, you're going. 2, you know the route that you're going to take, and 3, you probably know by now whether you're going to opt for a pilgrim style walk where you stay in albergues and churches and monasteries, or whether you're going to do it because you know for whatever reasons maybe a little bit more upmarket and spend more time in some maybe some hostels or even some I'm not too sure of the name of them, but maybe almost like a hotels. So it depends on your budget, doesn't it? And the reason that you're walking. But anyway, once again, bon camino, and I'm sure that there'll be something else I need to tell you in the future.